Hello, everyone, and welcome to Think Talk. I am Coach Shaun Hoya, the life coach dad from Pasig City, from Life Coach Philippines, and this is coaching for sane parenting. And this coaching conversation are for parents. Oh, sorry, for parents. One moment, let me just fix that. This is live. My lighting just went out. Coaching conversation for parents who are wanting to be sane by creating a mentally fit environment at home. So if you are someone who's a parent out there who wants to make a mentally fit household for your children and for yourself and also for your spouse, then join me in. I'm teaching you how to be a sane parent. And my mission is to be able to help 1 million families stay connected spiritually and emotionally so that you can create a loving and mentally fit household. Thank you for joining me live today, and please leave your digital footprints by letting us know where you are coming from today. Please do tag your friend and circulate the video and help us reach more individuals who might be in need of what I'll be sharing with you this session. You may also give some shout outs to people you want to greet and reach out with some inspiring message to them. If you are watching this on a replay, please do comment hashtag replay. I am streaming via FB page and Life Coach Philippines and YouTube channel Coach A I Connect. If you I Connect, and if you are new to our platform, please like, follow, and subscribe. All right. If this is the first time you're joining me, if this is the first time you're seeing me, if this is the first time you're seeing this space, I am Coach Shaun. Again, I am the man from Pasig City. I've been a parent for 19 years now. I started my journey as a parent when I was 19 years old, so 1919. And my daughter, of course, is now 19 years old. And I also have a son who's 15 years old. So I have two children who are wonderfully growing as they age. Yan. For those of you who are parents, I know how challenging it is to be a parent. No, there's really no manual being provided to us on how parenting is. The learnings that we have from our parents, while some of it works, most of it don't for our children. And when we are able to really learn how our children respond, how our children or their needs are, and we're able to support them as they journey along. Now, I believe that for you to find the best manual for your children is to learn, about your children. Your children is the best manual for that. So this coaching will help you go through the journey of giving. At least I will give you knowledge and the skills that you need to help you out thrive as a parent, and also make sure that you're sane in the process. Sometimes can be so crazy, really helping our children, and we're not really sure of how we can support them. So why am I doing this? You would say, why is Coach Shaun Hoya helping individuals in parenting? Like someone who's in the corporate world for 14 years, most of the time I've been in the leadership role. Something that I would want to focus on and I want to teach. I realized the importance and the value of parenting. Going through my daughter, specifically when she was 16 years old, she was diagnosed with depression and she has anxiety as well. And one of the biggest challenges that I've seen and I've realized is the lack of parental care. And when I say parental care, I'm not saying that take care of your children physically, in their food and their career and what have you. I'm talking about more on the emotional connection, on having an ability for the fathers specifically to be emotionally invested to their children. And I've been in a environment, especially my dad and my dad specifically is not really that emotionally invested in me. He's the type of guy who were in the industrial age in which magtatrabaho sila. They'll go to work, they'll provide to the family, they make sure they provide to the family, and they support the family so that the children will be able to go to a better school, create a better life, and those things. And it's not that my parents are bad. I mean, they just don't know any better. I mean, my parents have really guided me well on how to be successful in my life. But I realize how important fatherhood is to help the children with confidence, courage, and character. So those three C's. I've experienced that for the past 3 years of being a certified life coach and how important it is. And if we are able to support our children towards that, then it just makes our children's experiences a less, stressful and more thriveful. And that is where I'm at right now. My daughter went through a psychiatrist. We helped her there. When we got certified as a life coaching has also helped us to help our daughter manage her depression, cope up with it and eventually thrive in it. Right now she's not anymore drinking meds, and she's able to have her own business. She's an entrepreneur, and we are so proud of her because she's earning now in her business. Is something that we're so super proud of. And if that is something that you would want your daughter, your son to be someday, maybe you're working towards that and empowering your child to really live, do what they love and love what they do. Join us in the life coaching profession. Just message Life Coach Philippines if you want to know more about how life coaching can help empower you and empower your children to live the life that they want. Kasi yun naman, di ba? Lahat naman tayo may gusto tayo sa buhay na if we're able to do that, even, you would think, Coach, masyado na ako matanda for me to be able to live my dreams. You still can do it. God is still giving you time for you to be able to be successful. And if you're looking for that opportunity, that open door, then maybe this is the open door for you. Join us in the life coaching profession. All right. So Coach Trisha is here. Maraming salamat. Good morning, Coach Trisha. Coach Ken is also here. My better half is here as well. She's there. She's taking care of the food for this lunchtime. And Coach Nilo, maraming salamat for joining me. Okay, so let's focus on how to bridge the word gap in our children. Why am I teaching this word gap? Bakit ba importante yung word gap? Think of for a moment right now of how children or how your children are talking to you. How much time do you even spend with your children? If you spend time with your children, how many words do they speak? How many words do they share? How many thoughts do they share? Ideas, emotions, feelings. These are the things that, if you're similar like me, my experiences, my children have seldom share really their feelings, their emotions, their thoughts. And as early as when I was starting me as a dad, I didn't really had this idea of how to, take care of my children. What my mindset was is make sure that I get to work, I get a good work, high paying salary, then make sure that my children go to a better school, then help them have a better job, and do the same. It's the same pattern that I have before. But I realized how important that change and the shift of the parents needs to be so that they can also help their children change. And one of the biggest thing that I realize as well is if you're not emotionally invested to your children will not express their feelings and thoughts with you. And this is something of an eye opener for me because I thought that my children are just being stubborn, matigas ang ulo, sabi nga na ayaw mag-share. And only to find out that one of the biggest reasons why our children don't share to us is because they got hurt when they started sharing. Maybe there was a time where they were asking for your attention, and that attention was not given to them. They were rejected. They felt rejected. Maybe you were busy, like me, were busy with the work, a lot of meetings, a lot of reports, a lot of things that you need to do. You focus on work because you need to take care of the children, only to find out that you're not really taking care of the children's needs and what they need to be successful. And that took a toll of me, and it really affected me or hit me that one of the biggest reasons why our children are not sharing to us is because we don't really open up to them. We don't share our thoughts. We don't share our feelings. We don't even share our dreams. We don't even share our desires on what we want to do in life. And that limits the amount of words they hear from their parents. Most of the conversations that our children does is from the internet, YouTube, Facebook maybe, the videos that they see, TikTok. Yeah? Sino ba nagti-TikTok dito? May nagti-TikTok ba sa inyo dyan? Those are the things that they hear. But how intentional are they in listening to the thoughts or the words or the videos that would help them? And how are we as parents filtering what they consume. Because when we as a parent are clear on what we allow our children to consume so that they grow in the process, it changes just the way they see this. And most often, as I've said, when before I got certified as a life coach, I used to dismiss my children's problems and my feelings because I felt that, oh, ako nga pinagdaanan ko naman yan, nakaya ko naman. Bakit ikaw hindi mo kaya? But it's different now. There's a change in the landscape. There's a change in digitalization that information can really just be gathered without just a click of a button, madali lang, and everything would go well. So why is it important for us to bridge the word gap in our children? And why is it for you important to listen to me? Even if you're not a parent yet, or maybe you're planning to be a parent, I would really like for you to focus on this. Based on research, our children, or anyone, for you for that matter, needs to hear at least 21,000 words per day. Yan, 21,000 words per day. That is what our children needs to hear. And if you think about it, parang coach, parang ang dami naman yung 21,000 words. That's so big. I think I cannot complete that. Well, in public speaking, Master Coach is teaching us how to do a public speaking for 5 minutes. And when I was doing the test, I realized that for you to be able to speak in 5 minutes, you need roughly around 650 to 750 words. Now, that will depend on how fast or how slow you speak. But on an average, 650 to 750 is the number of words that you can speak in 5 minutes. Now, if you're going to speak to your children, your son, your daughter, 2,000 words, you can utter that, you can speak that in 15 minutes. Yan. So maybe during break time, during lunchtime, or di ba, during just a short speech, then you can have that conversation. That's already 2,000 words. So you multiply that in a day, that's a lot of, you would meet the 21,000 words. Now, I'm not saying that you specifically as a parent would speak that, right? But that is what is needed. The simple act of talking to our children will help our children develop not just their vocabulary, but also their language skills, which includes listening, memory, and speaking. Yeah. When I was reading this research and I was reflecting on how I interacted with my children, I realized that there are less conversations, engagement, and interaction that I was doing with them. And I started to, make the necessary adjustment for me to be able to talk to them more. And as we progressed in the conversation, that changed the way we were engaging. They were more expressive. Well, not to the point that I wanted, but at least it's starting. You were able to really listen to your children's need, what their wants are, what are their feelings, their emotions. And the beautiful thing about it, if you start investing as a parent, if you start investing on your children having those conversations, I call it a rich conversation. Then this will help them have a high chance of being successful at their school, in preschool and beyond. It's unfortunately, not a lot of children hear the same amount of the quality of words that we use. So maybe you are someone who doesn't really share a lot. Maybe you don't express a lot. Maybe a time before you express in some words, but you felt rejected. You felt that someone was judging what you speak of and what you've said, and that is something that if you feel that kind of emotions that people are rejecting you, do continue to practice that and just find the right environment. Maybe matanda ka na, di ba? And you don't have a kid anymore. You don't have a kid yet. Have that conversation because practicing really helps us, get more in our vocabulary. Yung words na naiintindihan ng ibang tao, those are the things. There's a rich conversation, a deep conversation, so that the children can understand. I remember a time in which some words, when I talk to my son, he can't understand it. So I try to, adjust it a little bit, coming from the corporate world for 14 years, and it's not helping him. So adjustment really works. So, as a parent, what type of conversation are you having with your children? I mean, that's really the question. As I've said, what we need to do as a parent is to really have rich conversations. Yeah, rich conversations is important. At times, it can probably annoy you. At times, di ba? Minsan papaulit-ulit yung mga bata, nakakainis. Coach Nords, ano mo na ba yon yung anak mo? Parang paulit-ulit. Minsan parang irritable ka, na pagod ka na, nakakainis. Na paulit-ulit. But these are the conversations that we need to continuously be doing so that the children or your child can hear what they're saying. Paano to? Example, when your child speaks something, what you can do is repeat what they said so that they can hear what they are saying. And that helps them identify the words that they're speaking. Sabi ko nga kanina, at times, the questions might be obvious when they ask questions, di ba? Or when they share something, ang obvious naman, parang babaw naman, kailangan ko bang sagutin to? But these are the things, the repetitive questions will really help them add more into their vocabulary in the way that they speak. And they're more comfortable with that. They're more courageous speaking their words. And they're more empowered to express themselves. So, what is the type of conversation that you're having with your children? And if you feel right now that the conversations is not really that, relevant for the children, how can you make the difference to develop a quality conversation with them? If your children is not expressing too much, it it don't they don't share too much, yan. These are the things that you don't hear. Take a look at how much time or how much words do you share with them, and reflect on it if it's the same. Diba? Most often than not, the number of words that you share to them is also the same of what your children will speak of or will not speak of. So focus on the conversations. You first. Ano ba yung sinasabi mo sa bata? Ang sinasabi mo ba sa bata ay magagandang bagay na yung bata ay may inspire at magiging expressive? O yung sinasabi mo ba sa mga bata ay mapapatigil silang mag-share ng mga thoughts nila, mga feelings nila? Because they feel that when they say something, ire-reject lang naman ng nanay at tatay ko eh. So why bother? Why speak? When my parents themselves do not believe of what I say. So think about the moment when you started talking to your parents and how often do they, acknowledge or does not acknowledge your feelings. As a parent, we need to start verbalizing the things that our children need to hear so that they can start speaking. And verbalizing starts with you to be confident in expressing your feelings, your emotions, your thoughts, and the things that are important for you. So practice makes perfect. So keep on practicing, speaking, being comfortable with that, and have that rich conversation with your children. So what are the things that you need to do now for you to be able to start helping your children express more, say more, or be able to, bridge that word gap? Right, I'll give you three strategies. This is three strategies that you can utilize. And if you need help with this, to practice it, just let me know. Message me. I'll be happy to help you. I'm using these strategies, by the way, to help my children, speak more to me. Yeah. The number one strategy is to ask your child open-ended questions. Yeah. I tell you how powerful life coaching is when I've learned the profession and I've learned that skill. Never ask questions that's answerable by a yes or a no. Diba? In the corporate world, we're used to asking these questions in yes or no questions, and we're not able to really identify what the problem is. Ask open-ended questions. Because open-ended questions allow the children to think. Like you may say, Coach, alam mo, kausap ko yung anak ko, I ask an open-ended question, tapos nakatingala lang siya. Parang feeling ko, parang hindi niya nagigets. Yan. Be patient. Especially if your children is not used to this kind of questions, or if they're not used to you asking even that question. Be patient with them. It takes time. It takes time for them to be able to process the words. Maybe they don't know the word, but they have it in their thought kung ano sasabihin. They know it in their heart, but they can't speak the word. They can't find the right words. So help them find the right words by having a conversation with them. If you want to bridge the word gap with them, ask open-ended questions and teach them how to speak. Help them discover the right words. Help them discover how to express it. Teach them the right skills to be expressive. Now, you might say, Coach, I'm not sure how to express it myself. Well, let's have a conversation. Let me help you. Because if you don't have the skill, or if you're lacking the skill, or if it's challenge for you to express, then also you need help. Yun lang yun. Me, I went through a coaching process. I have a personal growth coach with me who helps me with a relationship, which is Master Coach A. And she helped me a lot on how to express myself and how to understand how I am not able to be comfortable expressing. So that's number one. Number two strategy is to turn your child's words into a sentence. Ayan. Turn your child's words into a sentence. If your child points at something, halimbawa maliit pa yung bata, di ba? If your child points at something, just don't give them what they want. Huwag mo lang ibigay. Just don't give it. You know, help them by saying the words for them. By saying, oh, kailangan mo ng tubig, or do you need water? Baka kasi tinuturo yung tubig, o nanghihingi ng pagkain, o may hinihingi sa'yo. What's it that you want? Do you want this? Do you want that? Huwag kayong mainis, ha? Because at times we get triggered as a parent, we get triggered by our children not able to utter the words or say the words. Huwag kayong magalit. Let's help our children. And be intentional on how you're speaking with them. Like, here's the water. What you can do is tell them, hey, okay, next time if you want, oh, this is a water, just ask me, oh, mommy or daddy, I want the water, so that they can start practicing. Remember, when you're teaching your children, you need to be able to model the right words, the right behaviors, so that your children will follow. So that is one. Number three strategy is to include your child in family discussions. Yan. How often do you allow your children to be just there and to listen? Ayan. I'm gonna highlight intention, ha. You need to be intentional when you're talking to your children. Family conversations, especially for dads and moms out there, if you're intentional with that, be intentional with the conversations or the topic that you want to share. Because this one empowers your children to learn more words from you. Especially kung rich conversations. Especially yung mga issue ng mga sa bahay, sa household, on how the house needs to be taken care of, how things would need to be managed, and so on. These are the things that you need to do. And we've been doing this during lunchtime. Every week, we have what we call a group meeting, a family meeting, which for an hour, we talk about, we do some prayers, we do some conversations on what's the status of the home is, what are the needs of the individuals, how they can freely express, ano yung mga kailangan sa bahay, ano kailangan na sikasuin, arugain, and even the commitments or the obligations of the children are being discussed. So that one allows a space for the children to express. Yan, express their thoughts, express their ideas, help them see things in a different perspective. These are the things that you can start doing. The most critical part in these strategies, of course, is not really your children. It's you as a parent. Because if your child is not used to speaking, these strategies must start with you. Because you need to mirror it nga eh. Kailangan mo silang turuan on how they need to do it. And in time, when you're able to master this every single moment, every single day, every single week, you'll get the result. It's not overnight. It will take time. But I tell you, it takes patience and practice. And as you progress, as you see your child, speaking more, sharing more, their thoughts, their ideas, their feelings, and their emotions with you, it makes it worthwhile. Sabi nga ni Coach PB, allow your children to be involved in conversations. Yes. Kasi tayo yung mga lumalaki tayo, di ba sinasabi ng parents natin, pag nag-aaway kaming mag-asawa, dapat hindi nyo nakikita. I disagree with that. We need to allow our children to see how we fight. We need to allow our children to see how you have a conversation. We need to allow our children how to be angry. We need to be allow our children how to be irritated, and we also need to allow our children how to be joyful. And how are you teaching this? Because if you want to change your children, it first starts with you. It starts with you as a parent. It starts with your triggers. It starts with your emotions. It starts with your feelings. It starts with your belief, your values, your attitude, which shows in your behavior. So find a moment in there to really spend some time with yourself so that you can teach your children how to be a better version of you. Kasi mirroring nga, ginagaya kayo ng mga bata. So, don't be surprised when there are some behaviors of your children that your spouse would say, para kang anak mo, ay para kang tatay mo, di ba pag sinasabihan nyo, ano, para kang tatay mo, or sasabihin ng tatay, para kang yung anak mo, o di ba? O nagmana sa yung anak mo, malamang. Because they see the habits, you see the way you converse, you see how you talk. Hello, Coach Weiser, thank you for joining. Yes, go ahead, teach your children this. Um, be intentional. I always say that, be intentional. I focus in the area of self-leadership. And self-leadership is being intentional of the kind of experiences that you want, the kind of relationship that you want, and the kind of conversation that you can do. Yan, allow your children to feel emotions and guide them on how to deal with it. Yes, Coach Sherry, it's true. Thank you, Coach Phoebe, for joining. Coach Sherry, Coach Weiser. Kailangan kasi eh. You need it. And yeah, you might say that, Coach, it's very difficult because I get triggered by my children. Um, because of my past experiences with my parents. It's not allowing me to do so, connect with them. Then, start journeying. Life coaching would help you. I tell you, it's really gonna change your life. And if you are someone who is currently in that stage in a journey of wanting to understand more who you are, so you can start bridging the gap of that conversation with your children. I would like to invite you for this seminar. We're doing a coaching seminar. The coaching seminar is called, sorry, how to teach your kids to behave without over parenting. How to teach your there you see that in the screen. Thank you, Master E. How to teach your kids to behave without over parenting allows you to be the kind of parent that you want to be. This is no monetary investment. Join us, which would give you an idea of the kind of parent you are and how you are parenting your children and what are the things that you need to take a look out for. Because our parenting styles either empowers our children or cripples our children in their success. And if you are able to learn ways on how to get your kids to behave, join me. Um, join this session. This is a free session. There's no monetary investments. Just join me. Let me just help you. Let me just help you start taking a look at how your parenting skills are today and how it's influencing your relationship with your children. I tell you, the amount of money that you gain at your work will not equate to the kind of relationship that you're creating with your children. Oh, madami ka nga pera, pero yung anak mo hindi ka naman kinakausap. What will that money do? Invest in this. I highly encourage you to join me here. And this will just change how you create relationships with your children and how your children will appreciate you. Yesterday, we drove our daughter to buy a new desk and a chair. And one of the greatest moments in my life in which my children is earning for something that they're talented about. And I cannot imagine them doing it if I wasn't certified as a life coach or I didn't have the life coaching skills. And I didn't start changing the way I interacted with my children. Um, why is this important? We get too lost with focusing on our work, getting promoted, having the money, putting food on the table, putting a roof in their heads, what have you. but we tend to lose sight of what's important to our children. The most important thing that we can leave to our children, the legacy we can leave to them, is having the emotional security to express themselves, to be emotionally secured, that when they cry, when they're sad, when they feel lonely, we will not challenge the emotions. We will not challenge the feelings. We will acknowledge that it is true for them and have a moment in time to really, you know, be a connection moment. Sabi ko nga sa ano when our children are emotional, it's a good opportunity to connect. So take advantage of that moment. Have a moment with your child. Have that conversation. Bridge the word gap, which you are empowered to do so, Really have that conversation. And manage your triggers. Pag nai-start ka na mainis, hold yourself. Huwag kang mainis. Because they are kids. They are not like you. And eventually, in time, they will have their own families. And if we're able to change the way they see themselves, they see their parents, and I tell you, they will in the future honor you as they become successful in their life. That's what I've seen with my child. I'm super proud of her. Ate Shaila, yeah, if she's watching, super proud of you. Thank you very much for trusting. Thank you very much for the love and the support to your father. I may not be a perfect father, but salamat at pinagbigyan mo ako ng opportunity pas to change. And I'm super grateful of who you are becoming in the process. It's not the goal. The goal is really just a target, but the character that who you are becoming is the most important thing. And I hope you continue to learn that, to put some wisdom and build your character. All right. So thank you everyone for joining me. Yes, Coach Phoebe, creating a space for their children to express themselves is for the new generation. That's just a powerful thing. And yeah, entrusting the lives with them. So maraming salamat for joining me. For those of you who's quiet, thank you very much for joining me. As I end this conversation, let me invite you to be part of what we are doing as our organization, professional certified life coaches. If you want to know more about what I do, if you want to learn more parenting skills, techniques, strategies, join me inside my group. It's Effective Parenting Without Shouting and Spanking. It's there in the description. Just go in there, answer the questions in there so that I can continue to bless you with the learnings and some wisdom and some tips on how you can be an effective parent. And again, if you want to join me, join me in that class. Join me in that class. It's going to be on April 21st on a Wednesday. That's next Wednesday at 2 p.m. Just feel free to message Coach Tin at 0917-806-4200. Or again, just go through Effective Parenting Without Shouting and Spanking. I'm going to post in there the ad and the link for you to register. All right? So joining us later at 2 p.m., it's going to be Coach Nords. Coach Nords, I hope you're still there. It's going to be her for intentional living. You should, join her at 2 p.m. later at the same channel, Life Coach Philippines. And also coaching for self-literacy with Coach Phoebe. Ayan din. Andyan din si Coach Phoebe. And just join them. I tell you, you're going to learn a lot from them and how you can, live a better life. That's it. All right? So thank you very much for joining me. I would also like to invite you for Master Coach A co-active, co-create life coaching certification program. This is a comprehensive approach for learning and mastering life coaching as an active siya, hindi siya reactive. Active process of creating a path to achieving results in life so that successful and inevitable in every coaching relationship. Sorry about that noise. Join us. It's a wonderful journey because you start with online course, and it teaches you every day of what it takes for you to be a effective life coach. I tell you, it's just a different journey. So join us in this journey. It includes a 21-day journey, web-based learning, and a 3 days life coaching bootcamp. So bootcamp po siya. Hindi lang siya basta-basta certification. Bootcamp ka, tuturuan ka talaga so that you learn the necessary strategies and principles for you to be an effective life coach and eventually monetize this profession. This is going to be with Master Coach A. And you also have or includes a 3-day live Business Bootcamp. O yan, tutulungan ka na din kung paano i-start yung business mo in the life coaching profession with it a senior coaching team. So the program package also comes with many other bonuses. So connect with Coach Giselle and the number that you see on the screen there, o yan, 0917-586-1661 to discover the opportunities waiting for you in this profession. Once again, thank you very much for joining me this morning. I am Coach Shaun from Life Coach Philippines for coaching Think Talk, coaching coaches like us think and talk like this. So this is us in the Philippines. So see you again soon. Labang boom, labang boom, labang boom. Maraming salamat. Bye-bye, parents.